90% sa mga nagne-negosyo ay nag-fail. So kung plano mo mag-start ng sarili mong business, wag muna. Finish watching this video. Kasi sa video na to, I'm gonna share with you the 5 reasons why it is not recommended to start a business. Let's go. So number 1, hindi ka nag-e-enjoy. So let me share with you a story. Meron akong friend who is making $10,000 per month. If you convert mo yan, that's $500,000 pesos. And she is 22 years old, 21 or 22 years old. Just imagine, kumikita ng $500,000, 21, 22 ka pa lang. Just imagine this, she decided to close her business down. So yung business niya is agency and she's working with clients paying her between 50,000 to 100,000 per month. Okay, monthly yan. When I asked her, sabi ko, bakit mo close yung agency mo? Sabi niya, hindi siya nag-e-enjoy. And that sparked a realization in my mind na it doesn't mean if you're making money, nag-e-enjoy ka. Kasi she's making money. And she chose to make 0 pesos and lose the business, then retain the business and still make money. What I realize here is don't go after for the money, but go after kung saan ka nag-e-enjoy. Now take note, I did not say passion here. It's okay na yung business mo hindi mo passion as long as nag-e-enjoy ka, as long as you're happy. Because just imagine, it's kind of like this, no? Ask yourself, you work in a job that's, alam mo yung tipong, it's the worst day of your life when you're working, pero you're making a lot, or you're making okay, but you're happy. Because guys, I really believe that money does not make you happy. It's just a vehicle to your happiness. Now, medyo lumayo ako sa topic, but what I mean here is, when you start a business, you should enjoy what you call the process. The thing is, hindi mo malalaman kung nag-e-enjoy ka sa isang bagay pag hindi mo sinubukan. So for example, like, ayaw ko sa pagbibenta kasi hindi ako mag-e-enjoy dyan. Paano mo malaman na mag-e-enjoy ka, hindi mo pa na-try? Katulad sa akin, hindi ko malaman na nag-e-enjoy ako ng speaking, hindi ko alam na mag-e-enjoy ako ng training up until I joined network marketing. Network marketing opened my mind. It introduced to me speaking and training. Kasi kailangan ka mag-speak kailangan ka mag-train sa mga members mo Na-realize ko yan nung na-try ko na. Alam ko, hindi ako para sa mga one-to-one selling because na-try ko din yan. Hindi ako nag-e-enjoy. So kahit kumikita ko ng pera dyan, pero feeling ko araw-araw sobrang bigat, like, anong purpose bakit kumikita ng pera, di ba? Kumikita ka ng pera para ma-enjoy mo. Pero it's kind of weird, like kind of like the chicken and egg, no? Kumita ka ng pera para maging masaya ka, pero pagkita mo naman ng pera, hindi ka masaya. Like, it's crazy. So why not be happy while at the same time making money? So therefore, you're like having best of the both worlds, like happiness and money. Now, the consequence of doing a business na hindi ka nag-enjoy is this: the business would grow bigger. And when the business grows bigger, you would make more money. And even if you made more money, you would have to hire more people. You would have to get another office. You would have to get more supplies. You would have to get more inventory. Kumbaga, you would be spending more. And here's what happens. If sa small na bagay, maliit pa lang yung negosyo mo, hindi ka na nag-e-enjoy, pag lumalaki yan, the more you would not enjoy. So take note of that. So therefore, habang maliit pa lang, ask yourself, number 1, can I find a way to enjoy the process? So what you do is, you do not enjoy the outcome, but you enjoy the process. If ever walang paraan na hindi mo ma-enjoy talaga yung process, no matter how much you change your mindset, kasi sometimes, all you have to do is just change your mindset for you to start appreciating and enjoying things. But if ayaw mo talaga sa business na to for whatever reason, then just stop it. Stop operating the business, and it's better to start all over again habang maliit pa lang, rather than wait for it to grow and dyan mo realize na papatayin mo yung business. Because by my experience, I don't see any successful entrepreneur na yumaman na hindi nag-e-enjoy sa ginagawa nila. So that's the first reason why I would not recommend that you do the business if you do not enjoy doing it. So the second reason is wala ka pang financial literacy. Now, what I mean financial literacy? Basic understanding of finance and being knowledgeable about handling your finances. Unfortunately, no matter how importante ito, hindi ito tinuturo sa school. School does not teach us to invest. School does not teach us to save. School does not teach us how to manage our money. But every profession has to manage their money. Even if you're a doctor, even if you're a lawyer, they still collect salary and spend. And if you don't know how to manage that, then you're gonna get broke. I have seen a lot of people, negosyante pa man, doktor pa yan, lawyer pa yan, engineer pa yan, whatever profession that is, na baon sa utang. It's because it doesn't mean if you're making more money, you're gonna be more wealthy. Kasi what if kumikita ka ng 1 million, pero yung gastos mo naman 1,000,001 peso, baon ka pa rin sa utang. Now, the good news naman dito is financial literacy can easily be learned. Hindi naman to kailangan ka dumaan ng 4 years of college for you to learn financial literacy. You can even learn this in just a day. Pero if you want deeper understanding, I think it would take like months for you to learn this. Ako, personally, I learned my financial literacy journey through Brother Bo Sanchez and Sir Chinkitan. And that was like when I was 18 years old. I was reading their books. I was saving money to buy their books. I was sacrificing buying milk tea to buy their books. That is how determined I am to learn financial literacy. To the point na kahit kumita ako ng first million ko, kahit kumita ako ng first 10 million ko and so on, I already know what to do with the money and I already know how to manage it. A lot of people feel like they know how to manage it and they realize that they're broke after a few months because akala lang nila, alam nila, pero hindi nila alam. Now, let me share with you a story. I have a friend years ago, in fact like 10, 20 years ago, sobrang boom yung negosyo nila. To the point na no matter how much they spend, meron pa rin pumapasok. Okay? So life was good. And to the point that nililibre niya yung mga relatives niya, yung mga friends niya, and she had a lot of friends. However, her husband started to cheat on her and that was when they started not to manage the business well. And when that happened, everything started to fall down. Of course, this is not an issue of infidelity, but the issue of managing of funds. Of course, the mistake there was that hindi na nila na-manage yung business ng maayos, so the business started to go down. But the thing is this, the expenses was going up and the income was going down. And here's the thing, the savings that they have, they started to gamble because of the pain. Sobrang sakit, wala ka ng sanity. What happened was they eventually lost everything. From making multiple millions to zero, everything. Like the house, the car, like none is left. Kahit pagkain, guys. And I feel like yung kulang niya is financial literacy. It is because infidelity is something na hindi mo kontrolado. Okay? If your husband cheats on you, okay. If your wife cheats on you, okay. Pero if you just know how to handle money well, you would not be just selling your investments just like that at a loss. But kailangan mong mag-isip sa future. And I feel like ito yung pagkukulang niya. It was because she was focused on the present, not on the future. She was buying things, she was starting a business, pero all on the present. No investments, no insurance, no emergency fund. It's just income and savings. So what am I saying here? In business, there's a possibility na puputok yan. Pero if you don't handle your money well, you will just lose everything. And not just that, you will have this emotion na broken-hearted, sobrang hirap i-recover. And worse, bawal ka sa utang. Because pag wala kang pera, walang magpapautang sa'yo. Pag marami kang pera, maraming magpapautang sa'yo. So therefore, the more you have the money, the credit limit goes up. What happens if magzizero ka, hindi ka lang magzizero, magdi-negative ka. And your negative would also be dependent on your income. So the bigger the income, the bigger the negative. Does that make sense? That is why most people na nagiging bawal sa utang ng milyon-milyon are people that had the money before. Because wala nagpapautang ng milyon sa mga walang credit card. So that is the second reason why I do not recommend to start a business if hindi ka pa financial literate. Now, bago tayo mag-proceed sa number 3, please do not subscribe to my channel if you do not like my videos. Okay, again, do not subscribe to my channel if you do not like my videos, if you know what I mean. So the third reason is if hindi ka willing magtrabaho ng 16 hours per day. That means, buong araw ka magtrabaho. Matulog ka lang, tapos magising mo, trabaho ka. Now, to set your expectations, sa simula lang naman ito. When you're still starting, since you are doing product market fit, you are testing the waters, you are learning the process, then you would really have to work. However, it's a different story when you want to scale the business. So, share ko lang, I attended an event, and it was a talk ni Gary Vaynerchuk, and there was an audience or a person who stood up and asked a question. Tinanong si Gary Vaynerchuk, how can I make money without me working? How can I make money while I go to Hawaii and sit on a beach drinking my coconut juice? And it's funny kasi sabi ni Gary Vaynerchuk, sabi niya, are you serious? And then people started to laugh. And yung summary ng sagot niya is, sabi ni Gary Vaynerchuk, it does not exist. Kasi tayo, we always want to be able to get as much as we can while exerting the least effort. And worse, we want to get as much as we can while exerting no effort. Of course, if it was that easy, then everyone would be rich and life won't be exciting. It's kind of like saying na having success but with no struggles and challenges. When that happens, hindi masaya maging successful. Parang ganito, how can you appreciate light without darkness? So if you want to start a business, you should be willing to work 16 hours per day. You should be willing to work on the weekends sa simula. Because if you're not willing to do that, then most probably business isn't for you. So that is the third reason why I would not recommend you to start a business if hindi ka willing magtrabaho ng 16 hours per day. Number 4, kinopya mo lang ang kompetensya mo. Marami akong kakilala na ganun, na they saw someone else, kaibigan nila, na kumita, sabi nila, uy, kaya kong gawin yan. Kokopyahin ko rin yan. Now, I'm gonna tell you that 90% of the chance, it's not gonna work. And here's the reason why. Because nabulag ka lang. Yung gusto mo lang yung pera. Yung gusto mo lang is kumita kung magkano yung kinikita niya. Tama, mali. And there are a lot of factors in terms of business success. Hindi lang siya kopya-kopya ng idea. A lot of people, they feel like if they have this idea, no one should copy their idea. And they feel like if someone just executes this this idea, then they're gonna become really rich. There are a lot of factors in business. And sa sinabi ko kanina, there's a factor wherein yung commitment mo. There's a factor yung willingness mo. There's a factor about your pag-enjoy. So, of course, there will be someone who will be implementing that idea pero hindi nag-enjoy, hindi committed sa negosyo. What will happen to that business? At first, it will have that initial success and eventually mamamatay yung business. So sa akin, when I made my first million, I was selling the same product. But what I did is, I did things differently. While everyone are messaging their friends and posting on Facebook group, I created an ebook and I gave this ebook away for free on the internet. So I run ads to get the free ebook, and to get the free ebook, you would have to register your email address. When they register their email address, I sent follow-up emails. So email 1, nag-send ako ng follow-up email. Email 2, nag-send ako ng follow-up email. So what happens here is I gave value first through the free ebook, but if they want more, then dun ko introduce yung online course or yung product na binibenta ko. Now, at that time, it was not my own product. I was just selling other people's product. Now, what did I do here? I did things differently. And that ebook, no one can replicate that because it is my ebook. It is my story. Ako yung sumulat ng ebook na yun. So therefore, sa situation na yan, I am already different. It's important when you start a business, you can model what they're doing, not copy. Okay, but model, when I say modeling, it's just getting the infrastructure, it's getting the architecture, but not really copying everything from the pricing to the packaging to everything. But you can model how they're doing. So you can model, if 499 sila, you can model the pricing, 499. You can model the messaging. You can model the infrastructure of the website. You can model the business model. Those are the things that you can replicate for you. And then, what you do is, create ka ng something unique. So, something different. Now, there are 3 ways to make your business different. Number 1, you can make your business different through your price. You can be the cheapest in the market. That's the first alternative. Now, when I say cheapest, hindi pwedeng second cheapest. You either be the cheapest or you become the most expensive. If eto yung angle na gusto mo. Hindi pwedeng sabihin, oh, okay, mura na to, pero may mas mura, pero sa akin, tama lang. If yung goal mo, if you are the differentiator in terms of price, you should be the cheapest. And the messaging is, we are the cheapest. Number 2, you can be a differentiator in terms of quality. Hindi mo pwedeng isabayan. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, kami yung pinakamataas na quality, pero kami yung pinaka-cheapest. Hindi pwede yun. If gusto mo quality, then ikaw yung pinaka-quality. If ikaw yung pinaka-quality, most probably you're not the cheapest. And number 3 is convenience. So possible, hindi ikaw yung pinakamura. Possible, hindi ikaw yung pinaka-quality, pero ikaw yung pinaka-convenient. Sabihin natin kung may laundry ka, tapos yung laundry mo within an hour. So, convenience. But of course, in exchange of that convenience, there's a possibility na mas mahal yung presyo mo compared sa iba. So you don't have to target all 3 because it is impossible. You just have to target 1. And this is in relation to if you start a business just because of copying and there's nothing different about you, then I suggest not to start a business. But if you plan to be better, if you plan to be different from your competition, then this is what you should do. So again, number 4, do not start a business if you just copy everything that your competitor does. And number 5, lastly, don't start a business if wala kang pera para sa daily expenses mo. Day-to-day expenses. I see this a lot of time, especially sa mga network marketers. No? Pinapa-resign nila sa trabaho nila pero that person doesn't have an emergency fund. That's the worst advice. Pwede ka mag-resign sa trabaho mo and start your own business, but it's important na meron kang emergency fund. Yung emergency fund na yan, or yung buffer fund mo, that will be used para sa day-to-day expenses mo. That means, you don't want to wake up and ask yourself, how can I eat today? How can my family eat tomorrow? Because in business, grabe yung kailangan ng mental energy na to the point na if yung iisipin mo paano ka kakain bukas o paano ka kakain next week, hindi ka makapag-isip ng tama. So share ko lang yung network marketing experience ko. Habang nani-network kasi ako, I was still a student. So therefore, tumatanggap ako ng allowance. Kumbaga, kumita ako ng 6 digits ko in just 3 months because I was thinking long term. I was thinking kung paano ko mabibuild yung team ko. Hindi, paano ako kikita ngayon. Another experience that I also want to share is when I was doing my online marketing business. Quick backstory, when I graduated, I had this scholarship na mag-law. So what I did is, I took that scholarship and nag-law ako. When I was in law, I really wanted to become an entrepreneur pero wala akong idea what kind of business. I just enjoyed being an entrepreneur. I don't care what business that is. Ngayon, I found online marketing. Habang nag-aaral ako, nag-online na ako. I was running ads, I was figuring things out, I was understanding how online marketing works. But it took me like 2 months before dropping out of school. And ito yung reason. Sa 2 months na yon, I was testing the waters. I was learning online marketing. Parang school was like work for me. Okay, parang ganun. When I was in school, I was learning. At the same time, I was also saving. My mom is giving me allowance but my tuition is free. So yung allowance na yon, hindi siya ganun kalaki kasi parents were in Bohol sila. Ako lang mag-isa sa Cebu. So the allowance that my mom is giving me is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If uubusin ko yun, wala talaga ako masisave. So what I do is, I found a way wherein pipila ako ng mga pagkain na mura. For example, order ako ng 2 lumpia, that's 5 pesos, 5 pesos. Isang kanin, 10 pesos, that's 20 pesos. So if I have 20 pesos in the breakfast, 20 pesos lunch, 20 pesos dinner, that would be 60 pesos. If I don't eat breakfast, I'll just eat lunch, I'll eat dinner, that's 40 pesos. Jeepney fare was like 7 or 8 pesos. So that's 16 plus 40, 56. I'm not gonna eat snacks. I forgot my allowance, guys. But if yung allowance ko was like 100 pesos, I would save like 40 plus. Parang ganun. That went on for 2 months. Because I knew na if I would be quitting school, I would not have an allowance. If I would not have an allowance, I should have some savings for me to cover my day-to-day expenses. I followed this rule. Since I followed this rule, that is also what I would recommend that you should be doing. Before you jump into business, you should have money to cover your day-to-day expenses. Because again, pag hindi ito covered, mababaliw ka talaga and you would not be making smart and the right decisions for your business. Puro decision making mo short term, and that is not good for business. Okay, so to recap, here are the 5 reasons why I do not recommend that you should start a business. Number 1, hindi ka nag-e-enjoy sa ginagawa mo. Number 2, wala ka pang financial literacy. Number 3, hindi ka willing magtrabaho 16 hours per day. Number 4, kinopya mo lang yung kompetensya mo. And number 5, wala kang pera sa day-to-day expenses mo. Question of the day, out of these 5 reasons, what is your most favorite ba? Let me know in the comment section below. Once again, do not subscribe to my channel if ayaw mo sa mga videos ko. If you know what I mean. Okay? Maraming salamat for watching this video. This is Fibo Lim. Achieve success, live with happiness, enjoy the good life. See you in our next video.